I used to want to save the world. This beautiful place. But the closer you get, the more you see the great darkness within. I learned this the hard way, a long, long time ago.
Wonder Woman is a movie that was premiered in 2017 by Warner Bros. Pictures of the famous DC character. Gal Gadot, an Israeli actress and model, plays Diana Prince, princess of the Myskira, daughter of Hippolyta. Formed of clay and brought to life by Zeus, she grows up on Paradise Island. It's free of men, and the Amazons train their warrior skills to prepare for any war. On the beautiful island, Diana watches and wants to train and fight like an Amazon. Her mother wasn't fond of it, knowing the truth about Diana's destiny with Ares, the god of war, and who would later be revealed as her brother. Eventually, Diana was granted training, but she was trained harder, stronger, and better than any Amazon on the island. Diana then met Steve Trevor by saving his life after crashing in the Myskira's ocean while flying a military plane. This scene represents Diana as your not-so-average hero. Usually in stories, especially fairy tales, you see a male figure trying to save the female character. In this moment, we see Diana overlooking Steve rather than the other way around.
You're a man.
After finding out about the war and the millions of people dying, Diana is convinced it is Ares, the god of war, causing all of the harm. She sets sail with Steve towards London, hoping to stop him and the war. But first, she meets Etta.
It's Etta Candy. I'm Steve Trevor's secretary.
What is a secretary?
Ooh, well, I do everything. I go where he tells me to go and I do what he tells me to do.
Oh, well, where I'm from, that's called slavery.
I really like her.
Now, let's observe Diana's behavior and the replies she makes in these next few scenes.
Try it on, at least.
Very well. How can a woman possibly fight in this?
Here, Diana is made to be sort of clueless and childlike. According to tvtropes.org, she's classified as adorkable. She, and I quote, enters the rest of the world as a fish out of water. Not every female is lifting their legs in a dress or asking, how am I supposed to fight in this? It gives us a glance at Diana to be someone that is made more for the real world.
She's trying on outfit number 226.
Let's observe Steve's reaction here.
Kenny, the whole point was to make her look less distracting. Yeah.
Yeah, really, Specs? Suddenly she's not the most beautiful woman you've ever seen.
Better?
Steve tries to shun Diana's identity, making her or trying to make her less distracting with a pair of specs and a different outfit. A feminist argument is made out in an alley when her and Steve are trapped by some enemies. The glasses are thrown off and the camera gets a close-up shot of the glasses being smashed as a sort of I'm still me no matter what argument.
Tough luck.
This action girl is not the damsel in distress and is far more than a designated girl fight. She faces obstacles that can be deadly, but she'll always win. When our Wonder Woman is in her fight mode, she uses these gold wristbands to protect her and those around her. But during the first few action scenes, we see Steve shielding her with his arm or him leading and taking her to safety.
Stay there! Stay back.
I bet Steve didn't realize this Wonder Woman classifies as the action girl according to tvtropes.org.
Or maybe not.
One of the biggest key factors we can make about this movie is that there's not very many female characters. There's Dr. Poison, an evil mad scientist making poisonous gas to kill, and then there's Etta, Steve Trevor's secretary. Since this movie was based during World War I, there is men fighting and only women are in sight crying or pleading for help. Men aren't usually the ones to protect and fight. During the movie, almost all, even the main characters, are men fighting in this war or volunteering to fight in this war.
She said,
I understand that.
women,
we need
children.
to make our next position by
How
sundown.
can you say that? What is the matter with you?
This is no man's land, Diana. It means no man can cross it, all right? This battalion has been here for nearly a year, and they barely gained an inch.
You would think our Wonder Woman would reply with, well, I'm not a man. But she tells us this in a very different way.
No, but it's what I'm going to do.
Diana!
Diana, a female, crossing no man's land all on her own, leads the men behind her to gain this land. It empowers the thought of females being the leader even after being told no, especially by a man. Anita writes on Feminist Frequency blog, I felt something stir in me that has always been there but rarely comes to life. The yearning so rarely fulfilled for images of women being the larger-than-life heroes men so often get to be, rather than the ones who need the aid of a hero. Now let's take a look at the scene again, but with a different perspective. We see Diana taking down her beautiful brunette hair, and then she'll turn around and let Steve know she's not just going to wait around. Now before she hits those stairs, she's going to take off her cloak and reveal her armor. What we don't realize about this scene is that her armor is made out of a very skin-tight bodysuit and a short skirt. That's because she's not being sexualized. Instead, here we see someone athletic. We see someone ready to win this battle. We don't see someone sexy with too much cleavage or too much bottom showing. Instead, we see a warrior, a strong female character.
Even in Africa, gentlemen, we haven't seen such luxuries. But the luxury that we have now is like we can't stop making money. So, my uncle, the prince, and we did...
Which prince is that?
I decided to extend the opportunity for football soldiers.
Which prince? Hey, Sultan, Angora, Minx, Kashmir. Can I talk to you for a minute?
Gentlemen, excuse me 1 second.
Bar.
You bugger. I've been greasing those peacocks all night and you could... Oh my goodness gracious. That's a work of art.
Samir, Diana, Samir.
Hi, Diana, you can call me Sammy, please.
Sammy.
Samir, I wouldn't do that if I were you. Samir's a top undercover man. He can talk the skin off a cat in as many languages as you can.
A mí no me parece tan impresionante.
Tú lo eres para mí. Tus ojos son tan suaves como tu sonrisa.
Archie, nirienshin kaswa, nisya yashima.
During this last scene, it puts Diana in a different spot. She's being objectified. Although Samir means to compliment her, he called her a work of art, which is an object that is for glances and views. He proceeds to try and hug her, but Diana rejects him. This here is a feminist moment, where Diana refused to be objectified. Another key point is that rather than the camera focusing on her body when he compliments her, it focuses on her facial expressions and reactions. In other scenes, such as the No Man's Land scene, we also seen an example of this where she climbs up the ladder and the camera zooms in on her shield and rope. Diana is a model for feminists. She breaks barriers because she knows how strong she can be. Because she was raised around only women, she knows that females are capable of being superheroes. This movie, which was also directed by a woman, is kind of rare. It gives the media another perspective to look at Wonder Woman as a strong female role. Catwoman, another sort of superhero movie, was sexualized. Catwoman stuck her tongue out, wore tight black leather, and the camera hugged her curves just as her clothes did. Whereas, Wonder Woman shows muscles if her body is shown, or just her face where we can see most of the reaction take place. Wonder Woman gives females a lead into the world to know that anything men can do, they can do too, even better sometimes.